Alright, so I saw this seed on the front page, and I thought it might be a good one to do because honestly this was a combo I wanted to do as well. It's another one that kind of gets talked about as being a bad combo. So if we have a potentially cursed seed here, I mean maybe it's not like super cursed, but you know, majority of people are losing it, so we'll see. My guess, though, is it's probably not too bad. But honestly, it's really hard for this combo to go bad. I think it's very similar. It's really not that different from the Soul Guard combo, right? It's probably a little better. I mean, this is a decent start for sure. Easy bosses other than Arcus. Yeah, I do not mind it. Why is my thing like lagging? I predict my game is gonna crash. I'll have to, well, we'll see. Faulty loader or a wing steel? Faulty loader, pretty good in Darkest, but we'll see. But like, I think I like Faulty loader. I mean, it doesn't get much better than a Ring 1 Faulty loader. It's like incredibly powerful against the first groups here. There's a slight risk with the Mark of Invasion, but I can always just not play the champ if I have to. It starts at 20 health though, right? Yeah, we're fine. I almost don't want to waste this Queen Zimpling. Yeah, we can deal with the Ember Drain. That's fine. And then just do that, I think. You want to have the imps for when the boss comes. What do you do, Imperialist? Could have been nice to have an imp for this turn too. Well, I think we can pay a little bit of fire health here. But I can get one more dead by doing that. We'll take that guy out and that guy out. Don't you laugh at me, Collector. Alright, we only need one. Try to redraw these imps. Yeah, I think we really do. Like, because this is the harder boss, right? And we're losing draw. Alright, well. I can go for the 1 out of 3 here. Nice. Forgotten Powers played quite nicely here. I like running a Bitcoin mining operation in the background unknowingly or something. Like, why is my computer so slow? I don't even have Chrome open, which I usually have open. I don't get it. Let's see. Honestly, none of these are that good. It would be probably Hornbreaker Pass. Like, Hidden Passage is just not good with the queens, or Shardtail Queen. Hornbreak is there if we need it. I mean, most likely we don't. I think I might actually skip these. The only way this fails is if I miss Endless on both of these steals and I miss Imperialist at either of the next two things. So it's pretty unlikely that the Horn Break is needed here. It would only be needed if I miss on like all of that. Plus, like, I could hit that steal. I could hit the steal. They're not great though. They're opposite good stuff. This steal is definitely hittable. I think it's very likely I get an Endless on an Imp. Which means I really don't need the Horn Break. Maybe I do, though, because it's Seraph's a Temperate. That's still a lot of damage coming in. And there is in a Shadow. You know what? Okay, you convinced me. Horn Break it is. In the same vein, I could do Flash Freeze. It's not really as good as Horn Break. Could also do Offering Token. Is okay. I mean, we may end up with a weird incant thing. Maybe it's very unlikely, but it's a card that really has no downside of adding. It's very similar to like an Ensnare in that way, I think. Opens up Crypt Builder, even though it's already open. It'd be an okay holdover target, maybe. Though honestly, the Inferno, pretty good. I think we'll just take it. You never know. Okay, let me just open up Resource Manager. Like, what is going on here? What is being consumed? Disk. It's not good. Disk, and it's just system, which is completely not helpful. Wait, FPS Manager? What the fuck? Well, I don't know. Anyway. Endless. Beautiful. -2 on the Inferno, probably. Alright, we can take a brandy. Though it's probably not very good with the Imperialist. We'll see. Could be an Essence into a Sweeper or something. I should probably spend... It's also like I could do this. I mean, if there is Pyre Wings at some point or some Sweepers, it's nice that it can survive the hit. Which now makes the reroll not quite worth it though, so maybe I won't reroll. It's very unlikely that I would use Branded Warrior anyhow. I'm going to hold out for hopefully a Fledgling Imp to put into this Welder Helper. I don't think a Self-Infuse is going to be that good. I would even take like a Molting Imp over it. I think we do need unit draft. So I could do 20 plus 18 is not enough. We only need space for one imp. I'm just gonna kill them. I don't think we're gonna worry about any rage. We also don't need to hold on to imps or anything like that anymore. I will probably still just do this though. Okay. They're all dead. Dude, it is like really slow. think that's hopefully somewhat better. We did bottom deck the imp, but that like basically always happens. It's hairier than it needed to be, but we still didn't take any damage, which is nice. Alright, I can do a ritual. Impish Scholars, interesting. Currently not useful. We hope to find a -2 here. Crypt Builder, maybe? I do have the offering token and all this stuff. There's certainly some high rolls with the Guardian Stone, but I don't know, we're probably gonna... Oh my gosh. See, I don't know that Lodestone is actually worth here. I could make it work, but we have like the worst incant thing in the world right now. You know, we had a double Mollusk Mage start with double Imp start. And an Inferno is also something I cannot obviously play on the floor. I actually think that it's the rare case where Lodestone Totem is kinda bait. Thing is, I could make it work still. It would just be like kind of painful. I think because I have the ritual, I'm pretty likely to just not need it. So, probably just skip. We really don't want to try for an incant deck here. I'm going to go left and look for Sweeper. Large Stone. Still pretty slow. Could take a Titan to Sentry. Opens up Endless again. I think we take it. I don't think a Siren is going to be very powerful here. Now I could do the Large Stone. But then if I reroll, I can't afford what comes out, and whatever comes out is going to be good. So I think we should reroll right now. Alright, Endless Shark. We definitely have AoE. We should put some health there, just in case I actually have to use this unit. I mean, it could happen. Pierce. Could do it on the Crypt Builder. I don't think so, though. I think if we get like a hammer, we'd rather put it on the hammer. Adaptive Mutation could be good. That's about all I'd want from a Woken, I think. Woken's Rail Spike's okay. Umbra Stone could be good for Umbra. That's about it. Melting Remnant, nothing really. Like the Remnant pack would be good if it hadn't already hit 2 Endlesses. Probably Awoken then, I think. Man, am I going to have to give... So we'll go to this magic for sure. And then I can Hellvent the Ritual twice, maybe. I think we gotta go to this Hellvent. I don't know what I'm Hellventing, though. I could also self-infuse the Welder Helper at the moment. I doubt, I mean, there's a chance I get some good consumable, and then it, you know, let's go Woken. There's adaptive. We take that. Also, like, I could end up just flexing, So I could Hellvent the, Titan Sentry for a self-infuse there. I do feel like I should self-infuse... What do I gain from this? Just 10 armor to the floor. Is that even that good for 25 shards? I think so. I typically don't like a self-infused Welder Hopper. I think that it's pretty overrated, but it makes sense here, I think. Now we just hope not to bottom deck it. Alright. Bomb top. They did double drop, but that's fine because I have this mollusk mage that can tank that hit. Alright, actually I'm glad we didn't get a thing here because I do want to get one slay in. Would it be weird to not Inferno here? I don't want this thing to die and like further hurt my draw, so I think we're just gonna do this. I really need to hit that Welder Hopper. Alright, we do have it here. And we'll just get rid of these. Take some damage, it's fine. Could have maybe thought actually about just armoring that guy up. I think this is acceptable. Just get some damage in. Well, I'm really sorry about this choppiness. Like, it's like, I don't know what's going on. I really don't. I've shut, like, everything on my computer down. Here, let me... Really quick. Is there anything else I can shut down? Oh, this is weird. So it's Monster Train itself. It seems like it's already like it's in a state of crashing right now. The problem is I really can't shut it down without having to do a bunch of crap to make the seed not like reset. You know what I mean? And okay, let's maybe end Discord. Maybe that'll help. Not really. I don't know. I mean, like, even like, yeah, I think it's just Monster Train itself is in some sort of weird crashed state. Looks like the seed might have took that. I saw another guy jumped in. Dark Deal, pretty good. Like, we definitely take that. I could take in a one-armed tome, honestly. I'll have a lot of armor. But, I don't know. I already have to get the ritual down in cost. I think just a dark deal is better. At the moment, I think after having a dark deal, a second one-harm tome could be okay to take. But definitely dark deal. Another lodestone totem. I'm open to the rail beater. I don't know exactly how I'm going to position this, but I think a rail beater makes sense. We could go with Pip. Pip makes sense if I 50-50 into Imp Parade here. I don't think I would take Imp Parade though, I don't know. I think now that I have a dark deal and this rail beater, like, I think we just go draw for now. I want Horned Warrior, I think. Alright, well. You win some, you lose some. I was going to Hellvent the Titan Sentry. I guess I still will. Honestly, the Dark Deal is tempting. It's a pretty tempting Hellvent. I think we just try for a holdover on it, though. I think a self-infused Sentry would obviously be good. And it just helps us get through this fight. So let's get rid of Stewards for now. Could take the money. I'm already at 50 anyway. I think I will take it. Now there's the Imp Parade. I think we just go full Imperialist. Heaven's Seal with these guys? Nope. I would have took Heaven's Seal with probably any of the other troops, but not this one. Wow, okay, I start with all three banners and the frickin' Welder Helper. Technically don't need one of these. Probably just stick with the Rail Beater. Is this the world's worst Inferno or what? I feel like I don't play it. Am I crazy for that? Maybe I am. Maybe I am. I need one of these tanks to get spikes. Damn it. Because now these guys are going to eat up that slot. I think I'll be fine. Alright, we need to... Alright, we do finally get this. If I was killing this guy, I might be down to try the helper at the bottom, but not now. Yeah, just do him there, it's fine. Still, we can see we're pretty low on the actual offensive scaling. I don't think an inflame is what we're after here, though. And we can finally hit the. We can get the ritual to a playable level now. And inflame is just not going to be enough. Holdover. Okay, -2, please. It doesn't actually matter. Okay, well, if it's going to give it to us, though. I think we should hold over the ritual. I mean, it is more rage. I could still hold over the Dark Deal, though, oddly enough. Like, I mean, if I can double stack it, then it's better than the ritual. I don't know, though. If I'm up top against Divinity, if I don't get any Sapper days, then I'm technically only breaking even with the Welder Helper. Because I don't think I would take a second Welder Helper. I think we just hold over the ritual. And I can double stack a Dark Deal still, and that's like fine. I don't think we need an intrinsic. I do think that we self-infuse this. They're actually right at 100 already. We may... I don't know that I gain much from putting the Branded Warrior into the thing, so it's something we'll need to think about, because if I go much over 100, I may have to get another imp, I don't know. I also don't have any multi-strike currently, so this rage is not like super great. Alright, there's a double stack. Are we hitting any more Merchant of Magics? Doesn't look like it, so let's just bring it back down to a 0. Otherwise we would hold out for holdover. I'm glad we took the gold, by the way. So, do we think 25 shards to put Branded Warrior into Railbeater is worth it? It would make my imp have more, or my queen have more damage, which I might need if I don't get multi-strike. I feel like with the Titan of Century and the Inferno, our wave clear is pretty solid. And I think we're beating Relentless since we have so much armor. And I think I can beat a mini-boss because I will have a lot of rage even if it's a single striking dude. So I don't think we want the Branded Warrior. I think we just stick with Railbeater. Yeah, just a vanilla Railbeater. That'll do. Stealth boss. We should be fine into that. Spell shield's super easy trial. Alright, just enough ember to feel comfortable. That guy's gonna do some damage if I don't get an imp in time. Adaptive. We should just kill one of these just in case. could wait for a bigger adaptive. Oh, I killed 2 of them. You go, Imp. Queen Zimp getting it done as always. So we don't care about slays. I need to remember that. 94. I think we kill this, right? So I can just get rid of another one of these. Just trying to make the deck more solid. That should... it's just about... Yeah, it's just about too short. But we should at least get it ready for this one to at least not make the same mistake twice. Yeah. Should have been putting some rage on Queen. Alright, at least we got that. We'll be fine here. Might even be okay just to do this. Mess that up a little bit. We'll just say we meant to do this. And you are dead. So no more Merchant of Magics. But a Region, maybe? I doubt it. We just want to find the good cards. Take another one of them, though. This is a bit of a decision point. Like, my hell vents aren't amazing here. I think we're better off just 50-50ing for multi. And some removals are welcome. I mean, if it's not that, then I should hell vent, like, the Inferno, I think. I'm trying to think. Could also hell vent the Tunnel Stack. Yeah, I think it's this. Got it. And we'll hold out. I mean, we hit another steal. Could get either another multi or... would I want quick? I don't think I would want quick. Should do this first, by the way. These aren't super great. Could do Icicle Fracture. Let's get rid of these mollusk mages. They've been pretty poopy. Fight? Fight. I really don't want to, like, go much higher on shards, though, unless it is to... I don't know. We'll see. Alright, you guys go up here. I could do this. Guess I could have got around Ember Drain by just putting it top, though, huh? think we don't have to worry about putting rage on her now that we have a double strike. Days. I could technically be fine here. Let's see, 11 health, unfortunately won't die to Hornbreak. This is fine. We'll just kill it with Hornbreak. I was hoping that Inferno... I guess I could have made a better attempt, but I don't know. This thing's dying, so it's really not an issue, I don't think. Well, we are now actually cutting into our draw by holding on to this many. I should have just played one of those out. I'm probably going to need this the next turn, though. Make sure that keeps coming. Could do that. Probably just Hellvent the adaptive so I can actually get attack out of it. Yeah, looks like they died anyway. Well, if they're dying, then we should be fine. So I think we definitely need to take like an Ember upgrade. This thing actually hurts us at the moment. Or at least, I don't know. I don't want to take damage unnecessarily. I think I have enough rage at this point. Let's just make sure we have the defense. Yeah, we need Ember. Could even go with double rail beater, but I think it's unnecessary with the amount of AoE that we're rolling with here. Could do an Ice Empire. I think that's okay. Flex died on Battle 2. PurpleX. We technically cannot afford a lot of the trinkets that might come up, but removals and cavern probably beat just a Merchant of Magic at this point, right? I think I could consume remove the adaptive. There's just not much at that magic, I think, for me. We go left, and maybe I can get like an Ashes or something. I guess Ashes wouldn't be that great though. Railhammer would be good. I can't afford any of them anyway. Totem Fragment's the only good one out of these, but I don't even think it's that good in my deck, so it's really not that sad to lose out on any of it. Don't think we need to do anything shard-wise there. Oh. Well. Guess I ended up finding multi-strike plus here. I already got some melee weakness, why not more, right? Get rid of these stews. Forgot that I even had a stew. Crypt Builder any good? Probably. Probably okay. I don't know. It's probably not that good, is it? Oh, we can determine what we're doing in the future. Okay, I do like Imperialist 3. I think it is quite a nice power spike. Penitent with Heaven's Seal. Oh. Completely unnecessary for me to take it at this point. I definitely have already won the run. So I really shouldn't do it. I think it's fine, though. I have an Inferno. Worst comes to worst. I have the faulty loader so that the first wave doesn't get out of control. This was not where I wanted to draw the Inferno, but I can 50-50 it. I want to try to freeze it. Alright, perfect. Now I can use it whenever I need to. Okay, we top deck the Rage. It's really nice. Heaven's Seal, but we should just make sure the Ice Empire is ready. So I got 2 great removal spells if I need them. Yeah, so like here would be a good Inferno. Unnamed Tome would also be an acceptable answer. Here, what do we need to do here? Keep that going. I think this is a good Inferno. Because we definitely don't want to deal with that shit. And not really what I wanted to have happen there, but whatever. Fuck. Well, that sucks. What are you gonna do? Take a shitload of damage, I guess. At least it was frostbitten. These guys did not come when I needed them. I will save one for living armor, I guess. How weak is this bitch? Can you kill anything about it, brother? You have like double way melee weakness. I guess you're only striking 2 times at the end of the day. Maybe for this fight I should have put Railbooter in front. That was a mistake. That was a mistake. And we can get rid of one of these, right? You can have that. I need to push this guy back. And we don't. Well, this is why we should not have taken Heaven's Seal. I'll live, but Jesus. That is some shit. Okay, I think we definitely need a second adaptive. Important work, not actually that great. Drain could be okay. We might need a little bit of help with Rail Beater's health. Maybe I could get a... Just take that. I may need it. Could take that in removals. I think I like it. Alright, Crypt Builder definitely needs to go. It's just too expensive. And could take that if I want one more removal. I don't know that I do. I think we just do that. I mean, I could do that as well. I think this allows me to... maybe it is a dark deal, I don't know. Like, maybe it just is. And I think I need a frontline Rail Beater. The only problem there is I don't get the AoE hit off first, but that probably doesn't matter. That probably doesn't matter. I could just hell vent this then. Then I can actually get some rage on the Queen as well, which seems decent. All right. Probably should have used that. Alright, you may have some rage. Alright, what are we doing? We fronting you? I don't think so. If it 1 out of 14's the Welder helper here, I guess I can put the Welder helper behind, and that's okay. Alright, this is fine. If I put this in front, it'll take the hit, so that's fine. Bottom decking the shit out of that fucking Welder helper. could go extra armor down here. I'd rather just do this. I only have 100 frostbite on this guy. I feel like I should have a lot more on him. Alright. I will say if I bottom deck Welder Helper into this fight, that could be an issue. My battery is running low. What the fuck? Okay. Now I'm starting to piece it together. That's what happened. Just laptop things. Hopefully I can have my tower up and running someday. Okay, not a stellar start. I will admit, not a stellar start. I think I'm going to put this here. I don't want to risk accidentally having Railbeater just die to a fucking bottom deck. I probably could have held that. Probably should have held that. Okay. This. Took your sweet ass time getting here, Welder Helper. Definitely that. Oops. Yeah, whatever. I knew it. What if I need to soften this group up more? I think I might need to. It's not looking good. I go hard here. I'm losing 10 there. How did that not change anything? The fuck? Okay, that's not a good sign. I could kill this guy by doing that. I think I really... Oh, well. I guess I will. Oh, nope, never mind. Just nothing. Okay. That'll be helpful. Alright, now we're doing alright. Could sap him, could sap that. I think I need to sap this. Need that adaptive pronto. Okay. Kill that fine enough. Need to adaptive my guy though. There, now he's not dying to Relentless. Alright, that should be a win. It was a messy one, but shit happens. I think I probably would have been better off just going with double rail beater in hindsight. Uh, it's hard to say, because then I would be higher on shards. It probably would have been fine. Definitely won't be getting the highest score there. But I'm also probably the only one. Maybe I'm a douche for saying this, but I'm probably the only one that did it, like, not reloading. As you can see, like, everyone was kind of reloading generally in these things. And I'm also a hypocrite because obviously I've done it before. But I try not to, right? So, yeah, it was all right. Pretty middle of the road, I would say. I mean, yeah, we did hit a multi, we did hit the melee weakness, but didn't really find an essence for it. Maybe I could have done the Brand of Warrior. I don't think it would have been worth the 25 shards. Well, we did hit Endless Sentry. That's always good. We did the Endless Welder Hopper. I really don't think it's that great. I would have much preferred a Fledgling Imp. This run would be way easier without the Fledgling Imp. Keep in mind, I would have leaned heavier into something like I would hit more adaptives or hit more drain. I'd put more resources into that if I didn't have the armor, right? But easily going rage instead of armor imp is going to be a better plan, but we just weren't offered it. We could have gone with the vanilla fledgling imp with Queen's, and maybe that's okay. I used to really prefer going Imperialist 2 or Imperialist 1 Imp Parade 2 if it was offered, and that was offered there. And I would say it probably would have been easier if I had done that. I do quite enjoy Imperialist 3 as well. You can't go wrong with either, but I think in this run it would have made more sense to actually flex the Imp Parade. So that was a bit of a mistake. And, but yeah, we still got through it in the end. Let's see what everyone else did. Okay, well, there was an Ashes, apparently. And a frickin' Gurg's Goad and a Railhammer, so that's just an issue of they happened to go the route that had everything, right? Yeah, they're going wild on shards here. You can do that when you hit all this shit. Very interesting, though, that they went with a spell-chained Rage Serum. I guess they did flex the Fledgling Imp, but it's just interesting that they didn't take the Ritual of Battle. I think there's a lot of ways that Seed could have gone from that point out, where missing the Ritual there would be a gigantic mistake. Because at that point, that was the only offensive scaling offered, right? But who knows, maybe they had it and removed it. I don't know, though. With that many Welder Helpers, I'm thinking they just took the Welder Helper over it. And again, I apparently they didn't get all this stuff, but they at least got a Gurg's Goad. They didn't find the melee weakness, though, so they went harder in the Inferno. Maybe I could have done that. They didn't really invest in the Sentry. Honestly, Inferno's probably better than Sentry. Gifts for the Guard, that's interesting. I think I like it. I think technically it's always probably good to take. It just doesn't feel good to me to take. But I think it's always probably beneficial, right? Okay, there was an old magic, but it doesn't seem like that good of an old magic. I do wonder if One Horn Tome was the better call. I would say with what the run ended up with, I would have preferred the One Horn Tome over the Dark Deal. But it's hard to know. Hindsight is always what it is, right? I like this deck, though. I think this deck takes a lot less risks than the previous deck. Someone actually did the Lodestone. I can't fault them. Don't know why they put the multi on that one when this one had the Siren infusion. I mean, Lodestone wins, right? We know Lodestone wins. It's Looks like a really rough lodestone totem deck, though, honestly. It's like he only had two. Um, and no draw upgrade. I guess the wing steel makes up for that a little bit, but this seems risky to me, to be honest. It certainly helps that they got the initial sap, though, right? That probably accounts for a lot there. I do think I don't like going lodestone on this seed, though, but I respect it. So another single lodestone totem with multi. I don't know. This one seems tough to me. I mean, you're not sapping. I mean, I guess, yeah. I guess really like the fact that they hit that cavern really helps a lot of these decks out, I think. Including mine, to be fair. Though, honestly, I don't know if this helped mine that much out. It helped a little bit. I think I would have preferred just another multi-strike, honestly. I probably could have just put the sap on something else that might have been okay. I could have put it on the Welder helper. Maybe I should have. That would have been okay. I think in hindsight, that would have been better for me to do. I'm just so used to like always taking the melee weakness, but honestly, the Rail Beater already applies melee weakness, and I could have definitely done with a strike more. I don't think this is that impactful. I think I did make a mistake by not doing the sap on the Welder helper. Siren in the Sea. Wow, this deck somehow managed to like not find any of the powerful stuff. It still wins though, which is good to see. But yeah, this one has like a single striking Siren with just a melee weakness upgrade. And just one of them. No other banners. And like, yeah, that's a rough one. I guess their plan was to sap the shit out of stuff. And just hope that, I mean, they got a good wave clear with Crypt Builder, Ice Empire, and Inferno. The one-armed tome can give them some multi-strike. I guess it works. This still would be hard to play, though. The one-armed tome. This one loses. I would have definitely not done this with the Titan Sentry. There was so many endlesses, and they didn't buy any of them. You know, there was every single shop we saw had an endless, so I would say that's a gigantic mistake to not put it on the Sentry or the Welder Helper. They have a Formless Child, interestingly enough. Also should have put it there too, right? I mean, might as well, if that's your scaling plan, because that could work. That could work. This Rail Beater could definitely slap. But like, yeah, just a biggest thing here is like they're buying large stones instead of, you know, endless. It doesn't really. It's not going to help them. They also took the spike over the Dark Deal and the one-armed tome. That's objectively wrong. There's no world where that makes sense. So I think we. I don't feel too bad roasting that one. There's some improvements to be made. Why are you taking a Shard Channeler? What the fuck? Seriously, why are you taking a Shard Channeler? I have to wonder sometime if like, is this like an AI playing the game here? Like what's going on here? We got Rage on the Queen Zipling. Nothing makes sense here other than this random. Well, the Queen Zipling infusion does not make sense, but Demon Fiend, like nothing makes sense here. Another Spike Taker. I mean, it's no wonder these ones lose. The Train Steward infusion that I keep seeing. I feel like there's got to be somebody out there that told everybody it was good to do. Because I see it so often. Just the random, like, early train steward infusion. It doesn't make any sense. I think people, like, don't... Maybe people don't understand that, like... I mean, he's only at 55 shards, so it's like... That he spent just the half of the shards he's used. I would have had more shards at this point, I think. I think I had 60 at this point. But, like... It's just so weird that, like, half of his shards he decided to have as a train steward into Branded Warrior. It just makes so little sense. And then again, like, not going endless on the... Well, maybe at this point, I forget where the endless sentry came from. Maybe at this point it wasn't there. I think it was, though. At least they got the Welder Helper endless, but... double stacked for gunpowder, like, Spike of the Hellhorn again. Like, why are people taking Spike of the Hellhorn, dude? You would rather spend... Because they don't have Ember upgrades, right? So you're telling me you'd spend all your 3 Ember in one turn to get less Rage than spending 0 Ember on a Dark deal? It just... There's no way. I mean, maybe if they had a first Hell Pact or whatever... That's like the only thing I can think of. Technically, it still does less Rage at 0 than Dark Deal does. It still technically does less. And it consumes. Who cares about the armor? Yeah, y'all are fucking up, dude. Like, I don't know what I don't know what is going on with some of these. This doesn't make that bad a sense. I would not do it, but at least it kind of makes sense. It's like, well... At least maybe you could power up a floor with it. You know, they took the pip upgrade. But then it's like, you're taking a Lodestone Totem. You're not putting any health into it. You got a unit-based deck. You took the Spike, the motherfucking Hellhorn again. Somebody has told people that Spike of the Hellhorn is good or something. I don't know. This is why I do wonder, like, when people often struggle with Hellhorn, right? Because Hellhorn is rarely talked about, I think, as one of the powerful clans. Whereas I think they're the second best in the game. I think they're right there with Wormkin. I think most people would consider Melting Remnant the best, but when I look at the clan holistically, I think that they're evidenced by the plethora of Cursed Seas that exist with Melting Remnant. I think supports my fact that I think that they're a distant third behind those two, in my opinion. I think they definitely have an edge on the other 3 clans, but I think they do trail behind Hellhorn and Wormkin because specifically of Drake's secondary particularly is pretty bad a lot of the time. But, you know, back to the original point, people just don't typically seem to do well with Hellhorn, and I think a lot of it is just like they don't seem to like understand the certain cards that are good, like Dark Deal, for example. Dark Deal is just so much better than Spike here. There's no reason to take Spike. I mean, imagine if you had done a double stack and the thing here. You'd have what I have, right? You would have 17 Rage for 0. Even with a double stack here, even if it didn't consume, it wouldn't be better, right? But it consumes, so it's just absolutely worse, right? You're getting, to get 17, you gotta pay. You still have to pay. So 4 times what? Maybe between 3 and 4. So your whole turn worth of Ember. I guess you have the Ember upgrade though, so maybe it's between 2 and 3 then. But still, it's like, why not just get that for 0? And yeah, you do 5 damage to yourself, but that really shouldn't matter, especially, well, some of them fucked up, but most of them should have like a self-infused Welder Helper at that point, because there was nothing else to put into that Welder Helper. Intrinsic Inferno is a little weird, but I guess it's okay. That first wave is always going to need some help, but you also have the Faulty Loader, so no. I'm going to say that is not worth your 10 shards when you already took Faulty Loader. You're in fact making it worse for you because you definitely want it on a different turn than your first turn if you have faulty loader. Although I guess maybe with cheater's hand, the thought is you can keep it for when you need it. I could see that. So, but still, I don't know. We're like, yeah, this doesn't make any sense in terms. It's like people also just don't know what to spend shards on. I feel it's like you're going 110 shards into Daedalus. You've already enabled Divinity at that point. I will say this: Hellhorned is probably the clan I think that can handle early high shards the best, but you got to spend the shards on the right stuff, right? And some of this is okay. I don't really like the spell chain here, but I obviously like the -2. I don't mind the pierce there. I would have, but yeah, this doesn't work. This is okay. I think though, is it worth doing right there? Maybe. I think I did it by that point. I think, yeah, maybe the temple. They didn't take Titan this century though, and even other stuff. It's like, I think they should have seen a rail beater by now too, right? And they're just like not taking rail beater. And in fact, most people just that's another thing. Rail beaters just an incredibly good unit, and a lot of people just completely sleep on it, right? And this wasn't the greatest rail beater run, but it was still better than the other units that were offered, other than arguably Lodestone Totem. But I just didn't want to go the Lodestone Totem route. Yeah, I mean, like, when you go, or where is it? Yeah. It's just like people take this. I'm not saying it's untakeable, but it's definitely not ever making sense to be taken over a dark deal. Just 1-to-1, there's no way that it makes sense. Maybe in some rare cases it makes sense, but heuristically, you should always be taking a dark deal over a spike. I think people also like value Fortify too much. Like Fortify to me is hands down the worst common for Hellhorn. They'll waste taking it when they could have just took something better. You know, even just some removal, like a horn break. But definitely like Fledgling Imp should be high priority ads. We didn't see it on this run, but like a Ritual is a pretty high priority ad too, I think. People often skip that one because I think they evaluate it as it stands as a 3 without understanding like it's a card you take with the plan is to invest in it, right? It's not a card you just take and it does okay on its own. So I get that. And honestly, when I first started playing the game, I thought it sucked too. But when you realize it's very easy to get it to 1 Ember, right? 110 gold or Temple, 15 shards, either one. Then it's really good. It's 20 damage for 1. That's twice as good as a Razor Sharp Edge. But yeah, you gotta invest in it. Tiresome Climb's another one. We didn't see it on this run, but people sleep on that one too, I think. It's like just such a good card. Particularly just because the dazing. But the Ascend can be good too, either for your own or the enemy units. Just such a really... I mean, Dazed is just so powerful, and the fact that it is able to stack it. Last Stand, that's another one I see slept on a lot. That one is just incredibly powerful. I think most people understand Transcendent, though a lot of people don't understand the Queen's Impling thing. That's maybe why, like I still think Queen's Impling are fine on their own, but the fact that they have just this win condition of a 40% within the clan, 40% of runs you see Transcendent, and you can... And granted, of those 40%, you're not always going to find Endless on Transcendent, so it's probably more... It's hard to say exactly what the percent is, but it's a high enough percent that it happens often enough that you should be able to just basically put a Queen's Imp into an Endless Transcendent and win the run. Like, there's that, of course, possibility. I think people take reinforced too much. It's like people take the wrong cards too much and the right cards not enough. It's like people take reinforced too much, I think. It's really not that good of a card. Same with battering ram. I could see, and even, I don't know. I think most people understand Inferno is really good. A lot of people sleep on a one-horn tome, but it's hard for me to give a hard recommendation for it because honestly, I don't take it that often. But I do think it gets listed a lot of times. I see as like just an unusable card, which is absolutely not the case, right? It has its place, and it can work. It's just a way overcosted card for the downside of fragile. It is pretty overcosted, but again, you can always get it to 3, similar to Ritual. You take it knowing that you have to invest in it, right? And sometimes and I would say in this run it was better than Dark Deal, all things considered, I think. I think it would have been better for me than Dark Deal. And I know Welder was good in this run. I do think it's also overtaken, though. I see people like take it over Fledgling Imp, and it's just like, no, there's no run. I can't. If I didn't have one or the other, and I was offered both, I can't think of any situation outside of like the most edge of edge cases where I would take a Welder Helper over a Fledgling Imp. No fucking way. No fucking way. And even, I don't know, March of Shields, I think it's overtaken. Like the defensive cards, maybe that's another thing. It's like the big strength is going to be the offense, even though they have a lot of good defensive cards. Alloy's fine, right? But you really need to be locking in things like Dark Deal and Ritual and Fledgling Imp first. But yeah, I don't know, how much do I really need to go on a tangent here? I think anyone that's watched me before knows my thoughts on Hellhorn. I quite enjoy them. I think they're the most fun clan to play. I used to think they were the best until I got, I think, quite good with Wormkin, and now I'm pretty adamant that Wormkin's the best. They're not the most fun to play, though. I think Wormkin is frustrating a lot of the time because of this... Oh, they don't even list it here. Well, the Wormtooth. You know what I'm talking about. The stupid pink... The randomness of the pink card can irk me sometimes, but realistically, Wormkin is just holistically the best clan. They have no weaknesses. I don't think Hellhorn has weaknesses either, but I think Wormkin... Their P50 is definitely better than the P50 of Hellhorn, I would say. Or the P25 is... No, I don't think their P50 is better. I think like their P25 is better. Like, it's really hard to low roll Wormkin run. You can technically low roll a Hellhorn run. It's infinitely harder to low roll Hellhorn than it is these 4 clans, but there are those rare times where you can get a Consumer of Crowns and a Demon Fiend and literally not be able to play a banner unit, and then maybe you're paired with Tethys and you're extra fucked. So there's like this really specific edge cases where that can happen, which just doesn't exist with Wormkin. But yeah, I think I've tangented enough here. By the way, did it ever actually... I'm curious now that I'm on the tangents anyway, did it actually... Okay, good. Because I know it randomly put me... If you remember, I had beaten the game with Glug Slider early on in the DLC, and then it frickin' erased my crown of the card, and I think... I was trying to remember, I was like, didn't I win with Glug Slider a few times? And yeah, now it actually has... seemed to keep the crown on the card. Or maybe it always did here, and it just didn't put it on the... Where is it? Yeah, that is crowned, right? And honestly, I think Glug Slider, it's horrible. It's horrible, right? But I'll be honest. I think there's worse cards. Like this one. This bastard right here. When Marsh Lord excluded. I really think this one is as bad, if not worse, than Glug Slider. I think this one gets a free pass that it doesn't deserve. The Bog Wormling. It's so motherfucking hard to hatch when you do not have Marsh Lord. It is so hard to hatch. And then the payoff isn't even worth it. But I'll admit, with Marsh Lord, it's great. Not just the one that spawns out of Marsh Lord, but just a unit on top of a Marsh Lord is fine. You can have 2 of them. But yeah. I swear I'll end the video in this age. Anyway, as always, thanks for watching, and until next time, peace.